Hi, I'm going to have a go at the rocky, rivery scene with some trees. So I'll wet the paper all over. This is still the remainder of my Langton Daily Roundy 200 pound paper that I bought 3 years ago. Very good paper, but it's rather expensive to use the way I do, but I've got to use it up. And I've cut the sheet in half. They were 16 by 12s. This is now 11, 12 by half of that. Let's have a look. So the useful size. So it's 8 inches by 12. So the user mount with an aperture of say 11 by 7 with a 3-inch border, something like that. More or less, yeah. Not necessarily that colour there. Right, okay, I'll put in a warm wash. And a little bit of blue. I get my skies in very quickly. A bit of alizarin, a bit of ultramarine. The water, and then I'm putting the blue further down the page, down the paper, and going over the top with a bit of a cloud. Nice bit of colour, bit of red in there. Why not? So that'll do for the sky. And we'll put in a background. So the paper's a bit wet now, but a bit of alizarin, a bit of blue, but quite. So I'm going to paint over this. A bit of sienna. Just a background of trees really. A bit of. This is in the shadow of the all the foliage that I'm going to put in. So we'll have the light coming through a bit there. And keep one side subordinate to the other, but I haven't managed that. There, so I'll bring this up here a bit. And just a bit of blue in the background. Okay, so we can put the river down the bottom here. Right, I'm going to give that a little bit of a dry, so take your headphones off. I just want to take the shine off the paper. That'll do. It fixes the sky as well. All these little tiny bits of black that I've got here, there and everywhere are little tiny bits of tissue that I use to clean the palette when I finish painting, rather than put it away dirty. So let's go over that with a bit of heavier stuff, a bit of burnt umber, I think, a bit of Payne's grey. It's still a little bit wet. Probably still just a little bit too wet, but never mind. And we'll put in some nice colours here for the rocks. Bit of red, bit of blue. That's a bit better there. So we can scrape out some trees there. wintry sort of trees. Right, we can let's put some grassy banks in as well. Nice thick paint, warm colours. Do this all very, very quick. Keep these rocks wet and dark. Right, it's hard, and we'll start to scrape out some of this. It's knowing really when to take the light off of the rocks. If you do it too late, the paint won't move, of course. If you do it too soon, the paint will fill back. I'm overdoing this, but okay, that'll do. Right. I want to dry that. That's gone a little. I went into that a bit quick. I know with the Fabriano it would have dried by now, but I'm going to put in some autumny colours on that. So the burnt sienna, bit of light red, that's just some burnt umber in there as well. All very impressionist. Just get that in there. Right, we'll do the same over the other side, but to a lesser degree. Get the reds in, nice and warm. The shadow, bushes, anything just to make a mark really. And I'm going to put some I start a sentence and I forget what I was going to say because I got absorbed. Right, let's scrape out some more of this. Right, while that is, the trees are drying in a little bit, before I put some detailed branches and trunks and things, I'll I'll go and dry that because I'm going to do the water. taking a risk doing this with, I'll just clean the palette, with the hake, because I'm using this much smaller paper size. I'll just clean that off there, because I want the sort of sky colours, and I want some dark reflections in the water with underneath these rocks. So, so just a cloudy sort of colour. Let's just right now we reflect a little bit of dark in there. Bit more dark in there. Right, that's all I'm going to do for that. I think the impression is largely as a result of suggestion. If I say it's a rocky stream, then it's in your head that it's a rocky stream, however good or bad it might actually be. Right, rigger. So a slightly darker greeny. Now we'll put in a bit of dark in here. A bit more browny. So although chunks are grey rather than brown, so we should really, I suppose, grey-green. Just a tangle of bit of texture. I'll try to do this as quick as I can. It's not a portrait of anything, it's just a quick impression. Right, is there any room for a figure there? No, not really. No. The shadow in there. Okay, a couple of birds. Okay, that'll do. Just dry them off. Sign it. Brush is a bit too long for a signature. Okay. Don't really want anything more on that. That'll do. It's just a quick impression of rocky stream, another rocky stream, yet another rocky stream. Right, let's just bring that a little bit. Right, that'll do. So just a quick impressionist type of almost abstract. Really done as roughly as I could. Let's just hold that down there. Okay, there we are, rocky stream, 15-20 minutes. Let's just bring you round and we'll have a look. So it's nothing more than an impression. There's our background, there are our trees. That is a little bit of, that doesn't really look good, does it? So let's just put a little bit of ivy, just make that into some silver ivy. It bugged me. Right, let's go across the other side. Very similar. Nice little shadow. And my rocks, as roughly as they're painted, are just about good enough. But have a go at this sort of thing. Do lots of them. Look at Ron Ranson's method. I use it all the time, of course. But I've got my own language to express myself. I don't copy his techniques. I did at the beginning because I was learning, and I just think he's been a great innovator that gave us the opportunity to paint any ability, but to paint pictures that are passable. And with practice, of course, you get better. Right, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.